everyone, I'm so happy that you're here. Today we're gonna do a pick a card reading about your sex appeal. What do others find attractive and sexy about you? And yeah, the weather's bad outside, so if it starts raining again, maybe you will hear some raindrops on the window pane, but I think that's alright. Yeah, it's a little cozy reading today. And we have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can choose the pile you feel the most drawn towards. We can also do that by the stones I placed on the piles today. This one is number 1. Number 2. 3. 4. And 5. Okay, you can take all the time that you need. Pause the video if you like. You can also meditate over the piles. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, ask the question about what's my sex appeal, and then if you open your eyes, maybe you will have a better feeling for which of these piles is the right one for you and which one you feel the most drawn towards. And without further ado, I will get right into the readings. See you there. Hello, pile number 1. This is your pick a card reading about what your sex appeal is to others. And yeah, let's just get right into it, I would say. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Three of Wands. Okay, so we have a lot of fire energy here, so many wand cards, and I would say this is about, if you're not one of like the fire signs like Leo's, Aries or Sagittarius, at least you have like a very, very passionate side to you. And I think that's mostly what draws people towards you and what they think is sexy and attractive about you is your passion. And especially your passion in relationships as well. Okay, so with the Queen of Cups in reverse, it makes me feel like you are probably not someone who has their feelings on display all the time. You're probably very private about your emotions, and you are not someone who talks about their feelings a lot. And this makes me think that you attract especially people who want to have some fun, but not like in a bad way. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, just that you attract the people who are probably looking for something a bit more casual and fun, and for some of you also people who like are looking for something physical as well. So you are probably very attractive to people who want to enjoy themselves and enjoy themselves with you as well, and not have to think about everything as so serious. Yeah. And with the Knight of Wands, it also makes me feel like you are probably very naturally sexy. Like, people probably characterize you as that. When you walk into a room, they are probably like, oh my god, this person is so hot. Like, people just naturally find you physically attractive, and just your whole nature, they just find that very attractive, and they just find that very appealing. And I think whereas maybe for the other piles in general it would be more like this characteristic is very attractive about you, or this and that is what people find sexy, people really just find you hot and sexy as a whole. Okay. And then with the Five of Wands, I think you're very competitive. and you are probably someone who doesn't want to lose. So you're trying to stand up for your opinion and for what's right and what you think is right. But I also get the feeling that people find that very attractive when you start discussing things, like when you start getting really worked up, and or when maybe even when you really talk yourself into a rage, like you're not the kind of rage that's like destructive, but that's just like passionate, that passionate kind of opinion. And when you do that, people are really attracted to you in general, I think. There also might be like a lot of bickering going on with you and other people, which they enjoy. Yeah. And then with the Three of Wands, I think you are an adventurous person, someone who wants to learn something new all the time, who wants to see the world, who's always up for a spontaneous adventure. And I think you might be someone who has traveled a lot or who travels a lot, and this gives me the feeling that your knowledge comes from experience, from life experience, and that you've seen a lot of things. And this is what attracts people as well, that you have so much accumulated knowledge. And another thing that's like attractive and sexy about you is how you always strive to discover something new and see something new in the world, and like you're never tired of just learning more and being curious and really being that adventurous person. So that adventurous spirit and curiosity is really something that draws people towards you. Okay, let's see which oracle cards came out for you. We have keep an open mind. Okay, so yeah, this ties in right with the Three of Wands, what I just said here about you being like open-minded in the sense that you want to learn new things and experience new realities almost. And then what this also makes me feel is that you are someone who, I mean, we've already discussed that you're pretty hot and attractive to people just in general. That's just the vibe you give off. But I also feel like you're not untouchable, unreachable, if that makes sense. I feel like you are very open-minded when it comes to your relationships and your like romantic involvements. You're probably not someone who has a very distinctive type, or maybe you do, but you don't always stick to that. I feel like you would give most people a chance and you would be open-minded, so people feel like they would have a chance with you, even though you're almost this kind of unattainable entity to a lot of people. Like you're that, like maybe a lot of people see you as like that stereotypically really hot girl, but then again you give people feeling that they could still have a chance if they're just being like good person or in tune with you, or if they just try their luck. Yeah, okay, so then next we have soulmate. Oh, okay, so in this context, I believe that you might be someone who gives the feeling of something very intimate and intense to people. Like we already discussed that maybe you attract people who don't want something serious, but I feel like, especially because it's like kind of mirrored here, that they don't want that in the beginning. They just like see you and think you're cool, and they just want to enjoy their time with you. But I think when people spend time with you, if you do that on purpose or not, give them that feeling of, oh, I really like them, or oh, I really think they could be like the one. And I think a lot of people just are attracted to you on a very, very intense and devoted level. Okay, then next is healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Ooh, okay. So you know how with this family card, like we see a child here as well. So there's always this kind of attraction towards people who have a good bond with their family, you know, like a lot of times we say, oh my god, see how good they are to their parents, how well they've been raised, and or like if people have children, we say like, oh, do you see how good they are with their children? Do you see, like that makes me so attracted because I also like have the at least the biological urge to have children. So when you see someone who's good with children, that like there can be this kind of like a longing, and just knowing that someone is a good family person. And I feel like even if you had issues in your life with your family, you are someone who gets across as this kind of familial person, someone who gets along with their family, or someone who has a good bond with their family, and someone who gives the vibe of being a potential like long-term partner. And people probably also see you as someone who they would want to establish a family with. And I think that's like kind of the progress we get from here is like the kind of physical and passionate like fun part, and then people probably through that would grow more attached to you the closer they get to know you. And then this sex appeal turns into something more personal, if you know what I mean. Okay, and then okay, next is past life relationship. You have known each other before. Ooh, okay, so yeah, kind of what I said with the soulmate. Again, this is coming up, so I really think you give a lot of people, or people in general, the feeling that they know you and that they can trust you, and that you are someone who could be potentially their soulmate. And maybe you have lived a lot of lives before, and you do know a lot of people, and maybe that's why they think they know you, because they kind of do from a past life. And I think maybe that if you've like mastered interpersonal communication in your past lives, then that's also a reason why you are so appealing to everyone now in this life, because you basically have that natural instinct of what to do and how to approach people for them to be attracted to you or to like you in general. So yeah, I think people don't necessarily always know why they're drawn towards you. They just know that they are, and then again, when this phase is over, then they figure out more and more what they like about you. Okay, and next is true love. Oh my god, like this is all kind of giving the same message. This is the romance of a lifetime. Okay, so people do like with this passionate side, you know, isn't that something a lot of people want, like having this really passionate relationship? And when you're still young, even though if they don't know that will last, or if that's just something like a summer fling, or if that's like a shorter relationship or a longer one, people know that if they have the chance to be with you, then they will never forget that. You really give this really strong, intense feeling of giving your all in your relationships and really being there with your soul and your passion and your heart. So even if like something doesn't work out, I don't know, is that Cleopatra and Mark Antony? Yeah, I don't know. But even if something like doesn't work out, or if it ends in a tragedy, at least people feel like they have gained something in their life. You know what I mean? Like not only a story to tell, but also like a feeling that not everyone gets to experience in their lifetime. And that's how people feel like with you. And that's also what people imagine when they see you. And they know that you have to offer that really passionate love affair almost. Okay. And then we have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Ooh, okay. So, I think this is also kind of on the opposite side of the keep an open mind. I think this really comes together here when we think about how you are someone who gives everyone a chance. You probably also give second chances. So I think what's so attractive about you, especially in general, if we really pick one thing out from the things we saw here, it's that you're not unattainable despite your sex appeal and your popularity, probably. I think a lot of you who pick this will be probably very popular. And we see here as well that I'm really trying to express this in a way that's not like offensive, because that's not what it is. I'm not going to say like you're an option, you're always an option, and you will always let everyone back in your life, and because that's not it. But people see you as that dream, you know? You're that epitome of what everyone wants. And I think that could be, and I don't think you have to see that as a burden, because people are not necessarily projecting something on you. They just see you and then they get to know you. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily like people don't care about you. They just think you're sexy and that's all. It's just that so many people do that. And even if you feel sometimes like, okay, they all are kind of the same, or they all want the same thing from me, and maybe they only care about that physical side. That's not true. They really do think you are also attractive as a person, and they do like you as a person. And and I think that amongst these people who have the feeling that you could be their one, their soulmate, you will also find your one and your soulmate. They are there, and they will also be attracted to you like that. And just the difference is that you will be attracted to them more as well. Like, they probably have the same effect on you that you have on a lot of people. Okay, yeah, pile number 1. This is it for Pick a Card reading about your sex appeal today. Yeah, if this in any way resonated with you, or if you were entertained by it, let me know in the comments section, or give me a like. Subscribe if you want to see other readings from me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Hello, part number 2. This is your Pick a Card reading about your sex appeal and what others find hot and attractive about you. So let's get right into it. We have the Magician in reverse. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. We have the Six of Swords. And the Two of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. I think you are someone with the Magician in reverse. You are someone who is not perfect, and that draws a lot of people in, actually, or that's what people notice about you when they feel attracted to you, that you are someone who has probably either been through a lot or who just has their edges, and you are someone who has that kind of melancholic personality. Like, you are someone who thinks a lot, who feels a lot, and someone who questions a lot, and even someone who has a lot of doubts. You probably all feel these things, and what attracts people to you is that you are so sensitive, and you are someone who, like, you know how people can also be attracted to broken things? Like, it's kind of that feeling I get. And that's also not a bad thing, just that people like your vulnerability as well. That's something people appreciate, and that even a lot of people feel attracted towards. Kind of similar is the Page of Swords in reverse, and this is like, how do I say that? I feel like people like teasing you a lot. Yeah, that's something that's not necessarily good for everyone, but people like teasing you when they like you. And I'm not saying this lightly, because of course, like, if someone is doing things to you that you are absolutely not comfortable with and that hurt you, that's something else. But I feel like people like teasing you because they like your reaction, and a lot of people who are attracted to you like how they can kind of rile you up a bit. And I also feel like you're someone who is really fast with making decisions. You are not always thinking twice. Maybe you are someone who also talks before they think, and the people who are attracted to you actually find that pretty cute and even sexy, that you are not holding back, you know, that you are someone who is just the way they are, and people have to like it or they just don't. And we have another sword card, which makes me feel like some of you who picked this are probably also an air sign, like Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And yeah, this makes me feel like you are, despite the things we've said here about you being very direct and not always thinking about everything and just going for it, I would say you are also someone who can give people a lot of security. But this also makes me feel like a bit you are sometimes someone who attracts people who are not necessarily always that good for you. Like with the passage here, like him steering across the river or the lake. I feel like sometimes people see you as a rebound, or see you as someone who they can kind of use to heal themselves, because they know how you are also someone who reflects a lot and thinks about the hardships in life. So maybe they kind of want to find condolences. Can you say that? Yeah, maybe. I don't know why that word just popped up in my head. Like they can find that in you and then later move on. But people in general, not always like just leave you hanging. I wouldn't say that, because again, they are attracted to that security, and they are attracted to you being a solution for something they go through. So you have that kind of healing vibe that I get from here, that you have the possibility to help people who have been hurt before, and that you are someone who lifts them up again. And people really, really feel attracted to that, because you make them feel good and they know that you can help them find a solution for their problems. And people also know in general probably that they can come to you and ask you about everything, and you will help them and be very just helpful in general. So that's also something people are attracted to you, and what people find really appealing. Then with the Two of Pentacles, I think you also are someone who, like, you see the wave here? I said go with the flow, or like go with it. Where did I say that? Was that in this reading or in the first pile? Or you just go with it? Was that here? Anyway, I think, and again, we also have the infinity sign, which we also have kind of here in the Magician. And I think you're someone who, despite being hurt before and having gone through hardships a lot and becoming this kind of melancholic person, you are also someone who still got back up on their feet. So people see you also as this kind of really cool person who manage to pick themselves up again, and that's what they find attractive and sexy about you as well. They also like how you are someone who is, who kind of came from the bottom and then became this really balanced and, I would say better person. So you're someone who really kind of renewed themselves, and then instead of being a victim to the circumstances, you adjusted to the circumstances and kind of became stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I get. And what people find really cool and sexy about you is like how you are now, like how you are still shaped by what happened to you, but you're also becoming a better person every day, and really just being someone with a success story in that sense that they can look up to. Okay, then let's have a look at the oracle cards that are coming out. First one we have is give your relationship a chance. Ooh, okay, so I feel like people are attracted to you because you are kind of, here are the next two. No. Okay, so I feel like people are kind of attracted to you because they know that you are someone who is used to be very closed off, or someone who's not necessarily always open for relationships. So you are kind of a bit of a challenge to people, which is appealing and attractive as well. But you are also someone whose trust people want to gain, like they want to work for it. And I feel like even though you are I feel like a lot of people who pick this path are a bit more of a quiet person, maybe like someone who isn't really at the center of attention all the time. But I feel like that's not a problem for you, and that's actually something like kind of a bit more mysterious, which people like as well. Yeah, okay, let's see which card is coming out next. Okay, we have you deserve love. You are lovable. Yeah, exactly what I just said. It doesn't, you're a bit like of a naturally lovable person. It doesn't matter if you're not that big, popular, cool person in the group. People still like you and appreciate you a lot. And you are just very naturally cute. I think that's also your appeal. You are a very cute person probably. And not necessarily like that, how do you say, because you give a bit more of a cute vibe, not that necessarily like 100% sexy vibe, but being cute can also be sexy, we all know that. So yeah, that's kind of another appeal you have. Let's look for the next card, and we have playfulness. To recapture moments, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine. Yeah, exactly. With being cute, you also have like kind of a childlike nature. You're very playful. You see the world with, I always say, wide-eyed wonder. You're probably someone who learned to be grateful for the small things and excited by the small things. So yeah, I think the cuteness factor is really playing into people being attracted to you a lot and people finding you sexy a lot. Like you have that kind of cute, almost like innocent, naive vibe about you sometimes. And yeah, people like that a lot, and the people who are attracted to you appreciate that and think it's really, nice. And oh wait, we have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And remember how I said that people want to work for your trust because it's not something very natural? This is kind of interesting that that's coming out now. So yes, I would say that this trust, your trust is very precious, like with all the energy we got here as well, like with this very kind, nice, playful energy. Your trust is also something that's so pure as well. So when people are giving you trust, they really, it melts their heart a bit. They think it's really a good feeling and something they want to feel as well, to have your trust. So I think that people really working for that trust is a result from people are screaming outside. Okay, sorry. From that very pure energy here. What was I gonna say? Oh my god, okay. Is like then something they really want to achieve, your trust. That is. Okay, yeah. And then we have healing family issues, which also came out in the first pile already. So this, to me, in this context, is about being attractive due to your bond with your family. Like, you know how people say, oh, this person, look at their relationship with their mother, they're treating her so well, or you know, their parents raised them so well, or they are so on good terms with like their father, or look at how good with children they are. And that's kind of, you know, always a source for attractiveness as well, and sex appeal, especially like in a biological thinking. If people see you with children, you're good with them, that's like this immediate attraction, you know. And just knowing that you're a family person and that you are good with your family, that can be something that people are very attracted to and that people find very sexy and hot as well. Okay, and then we have, let's look, then we have the last card, which is, let's see what comes out. Oh no, that's too many. Ooh, a lot of cards are wanting to come out, but we only have one left. So it's gonna be this one. Okay, which is express your love. Express your love. Okay. I think you are someone who has learned to express their feelings a bit better over the course of time. And if you feel like you haven't, you probably will in the future if you pick this pile. And you are someone who shows the people that you love, even if it's maybe not a lot of people, but if you love them and if you are really have given them this trust, then you will show them how much you love them and how much you enjoy being with them and spending time with them. And I feel like that's also something that people find attractive. And yeah, I think your main sex appeal is that people have to kind of work for your love and your trust. And then after that, of course, they are really happy about it. And I don't think that's like a situation where people like work for it and like when they reach their goal of your affection, then they leave. I think it's more a bit of they really want to have that with you and make you happy in some way. So because they do find it sexy that there's this chase going on, but it's not only that, you know. It's like not only, oh, they seem so innocent and so naive and I want to gain their trust because that's a challenge for me. That's an aspect of that. But also in general, the people who are attractive to you and find you sexy think you are just like a bit of a mysterious person, but also very charming and very, just naturally lovable. So pile number 2, this is it for you. Pick a card reading about your sex appeal today. If you in any way liked it or if it resonated with you, if you were entertained by it, let me know in the comments below or leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see other readings from me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Okay, pile number 3, this is your pick a card reading about your sex appeal. And without further ado, let me get right into it. We have the 4 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, the King of Cups in reverse, and the 6 of Cups. Ooh, okay. A lot of cups here if you are a water sign, which would be Pisces or Scorpio or Cancer, that could be a sign here if you pick this pile. Also, yeah, I think there's this very, like a bit introspect, emotional vibe around you. If I see these cards right now, okay, so we are starting out with the Four of Cups, and I think you are someone who is a bit closed off from other people, someone who's spending a lot of time on their own, which could make you mysterious as well to other people. I think you are maybe someone who, yeah, who when they go off on their own, people will wonder like, oh, what are they doing now? Or where are they going now? What are they going to do? I wonder. Like, people wonder about you a lot. People do think about you a lot. And I feel like with this card, you might be someone who's spiritual, and yeah, you're just this very mysterious and remarkable person, in the sense that people who get to know you don't really know anyone else who is like you, like that. I feel like a lot of you are also involved in like protests. Like, I don't know why, but I get the feeling that some of you really resent the system, and that you want to like make a change, and that you're one of that you're the kind of person you would meet on a protest, who is like fighting for the world to get a better place in general, and who's like just really doesn't like the system. Yeah, I just really get that like resentment against the establishment. Yeah, if you can say it like that. That's kind of the vibe I'm suddenly getting. Okay, then we have the Age of Pentacles, which I think you also seem to do something solid. Like, we have here this kind of airy, can you say that? Airy, like untouchable vibe. Like, you're very, like, you're not really easy to reach. But I think there also like the foundation for you to be able to do that is that you have like something stable in your life. Maybe you have a very stable job that people find attractive and sexy when you work there, your work ethic, and then when you like leave your workplace, you become kind of this elusive figure, can you say elusive? And then you become this kind of cryptic almost person. But yeah, this is probably something you work for, where you like build a solid foundation for your life, and then with the rest of your time you can do whatever you want. As I said, becoming this kind of cryptic figure to everyone. People find this combination of you being mysterious and like cloak and dagger like, and then also having like a really stable job and really working hard in your work ethic, and like being this power person. People really find that hot and attractive about you. And then we have the King of Cups in reverse, which makes me think you're not very open with your feelings. Again, you are someone mysterious. You're not letting everyone in. You're kind of like here and there, and then you disappear again, and people don't really know, but they always have you on their mind, as I said here. So you are probably someone who, yeah, you give me kind of this bad girl, bad boy vibe, you know? Like, you come and you go, and then you appear on this party, and then on that party, and then you are with this person, and then you're with that person, and it's all very, very elusive. It's the word I was looking for. It's all elusive. Like, you are like almost like a ghost, and you're this kind of like this apparition almost. Like, people can't really touch you, but you're like this legend. Like, I don't know, I imagine like being on campus, and like people are like, oh, have you heard of this person? Yeah, they're so cool, and they study they have this really cool major, and they're really good at it, but like nobody really knows them, but they're also really attractive, and nobody really knows about their private life, and then like this is the kind of vibe I get. It's really elusive and nobody really knows you, but people still find that really like they're talking about you, and it's like, oh yeah, they're so sexy and cool and mysterious. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, the word. Okay, and then we have on the other hand the Six of Cups, which makes me think that people, if you let them to get to know you deeper and better, they see that you're this friendly person and that you just have a very good heart despite your like hard exterior. Your soul is very soft, and you are someone who is very a bit nostalgic. I feel like someone who's very emotional. We said that already in the beginning. Yeah, I get the feeling that you are actually good with other people, because if you weren't, I feel like this whole like exterior kind of image that we've seen here wouldn't be so positive. Like people would gossip about you either in a bad way, or they wouldn't care that you're not there, because like if someone is really quiet sometimes, that doesn't mean that they can become popular. It's just that they're not there. But I feel like with you it's the complete opposite, and that's because of your core, of you being a really good person, and of you being actually really nice, and having this really pure attitude towards everyone, and just really respecting everyone. Yeah. Okay, then let's look at the oracle cards that are coming out. First of all, we have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Okay. It's interesting that this is next to the Four of Cups card, because that can also mean meditation. And yeah, maybe you are healing wounds from your past, and it makes sense that the more you heal, maybe the more you get into this energy over here, where more people see you for who you really are and not just who they think you are. It's also kind of playing a bit into that, what I said, bad girl, bad boy vibe, with like you having a tragic backstory. Like I'm really exaggerating it, of course, at the moment, but like it's also part of you that people find just attractive. It's just that you are so interesting as a person, that everything really comes together, and they see that you are also a real person who has gone through some things, and people just really want to get to know you because they usually can't. And then we have let your friends help you. Okay, so again, I said that you are a lot of the times alone, and that you are off into your own world, you could say. But I feel like you do have friends. You do have a group of friends, and they accept you the way you are, and they are not mad at you if you disappear for a bit and then come back. They still are there for you. That's also kind of part of your unattainability, that you do have friends. So people are like, if they like, they do have friends, so they must be probably really picky, or like, why are they only talking to this certain group of people? And that, yeah, kind of stirs maybe a bit of gossip. It also creates this picture of having a really cool friend group and being able to be accepted even if you're like actually a bit of an outsider. And yeah, I feel like you do have friends, or if you don't at the moment, when you get this, you will have a group of friends who will be there for you, and this will add to you being attractive for others, because you have a cool friend group, and people see how they treat you and how you treat them, especially. So yeah, that's kind of this feeling where people know that you are a good person, or where they can see it right away. Okay, and then the next card we have is engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, this is very interesting. I do think, again, in general, you are maybe more alone, but I do think you are involved with a lot of people. Like, a lot of people, again, know you. So you kind of have, like, things in common with them, or your paths cross, and I don't know, at work, at courses in your uni, at school, for your hobbies, for whatever you do in your free time. Like, there's a lot of engagement going on, not in the sense that you are getting engaged to someone, but like people are engaging with you, and that's also something that adds to your sex appeal, of course, because it's all this kind of mix of mystery and reality that surrounds you. Okay, then we have engagement and wedding. This situation involves a marriage. Okay, I do think with these two cards that a lot of people are like fantasizing about you. I do think a lot of people have their eye on you, and a lot of people find you very attractive and find it very hot that they don't really know anything about you, because then they can imagine what it would be like to be with you, and you're this, I keep saying unattainable, because that's really what grips people when they think about you. They know that they really can't have you a lot of the time, so that makes you even more attractive, you know? Thinking about someone who is never going to be with you can really be like this kind of thrill where you think, oh my god, but what if? And if I was with them, how would this relationship play out? And if I was the only one who could win their heart or could win them over, what would happen then? It's this kind of fantasy feeling overall. Okay, we have two more cards. Let's see what... Oh, two coming up right away. So the first one, it's safe for you to love. And yeah, this is this juxtaposition that people draws you... Oh my god. It's this juxtaposition that draws people in, of you being this really unattainable, again, and elusive person, and then you being this really good person, and people can see how good you are, and people can see how nice of a person you are, and people can see that you have the ability to love, but they don't really know how it works for you and how everything plays out for you. The appeal is really the obscurity of it all, that people can't know everything about you, but they know certain bits and things, and they see when you are like in relationships. It's really interesting, because it even that makes you more attractive. I feel like you are someone like you can do whatever you want, and everything is just like makes you more interesting and more attractive. And then the last card we have is make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Yes, I feel like this is also, maybe some of you who picked this pile are even like famous. I don't think famous people would ever watch this reading, but I don't know why. But like, this is the feeling I get. Like, you have a lot of fans, and you have a lot of people who want to make the effort for you, and who want to like, who are really working towards getting to know you and kind of entering your circle and being with you, and that's kind of all they want, and that's what they think about a lot, and they would really like to experience this life they are seeing you experiencing, if that makes sense, you know? Like, you are really so interesting and so intriguing, and you are living the life. You kind of could be on a TV show, and it kind of would be just entertaining then. Like, there's a lot of entertainment going on with your sex appeal. Like, people feel entertained by you. They feel like you're unattainable and elusive, and they feel like you're still a good person though. Yeah, that's to put it in a nutshell. Okay, this was really exciting. Pile number 3. I hope you liked it. If this in any way resonated with you, if you were entertained by it, let me know in the comments, or leave a like, subscribe if you want to see other readings from me. I will see you next time. Bye bye. Okay, pile number 4. This is your pick a card reading about your sex appeal, and we can get started right away. Okay, we have the 8 of Wands, the Hierophant, the 8 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Ooh, okay, wow. This gives me right away the feeling that you are probably someone who is like, I don't know, there's some kind of innocence about you. I feel like that's the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah, and with the 8 of Wands here, I feel like you are a very productive person. You're someone who always really works hard, and someone who really has that work ethic behind everything they do. Like, you are always doing your best, you're always studying, you're always learning, you're always improving yourself, and you're really just so productive, and you get things done, and you're basically always on a roll, you know what I mean? And I think that's really attractive about you, like seeing how you are kind of hustling. And then with the Hierophant, I feel like some of you maybe like grew up in a strict family who picked this pile, but also I get the feeling that you are someone who is really good in the traditional sense, like in the conventional path. Like maybe through your work you had like straight A's in high school and then went on right away to a very prestigious university, and then you, I don't know, did you a bachelor and your master with very good grades again, and then you move on straight to a very well paid job. Like, this is the kind of feeling I get because you're always working so hard. And then, but this is also kind of, which gives me this innocent vibe again from what I said in the beginning. Like, you are probably someone who prioritized work, and this is kind of like what's important to you in life. And maybe you either don't have like as much experience as others, or just wasn't really important for you. And so I get the feeling that you still get maybe flustered a lot when someone approaches you or when someone flirts with you, and in that way you are also attractive. Like, that can be attractive as well to people, even if you maybe feel like that's not the case. And I also feel like you are probably someone who in general looks for more serious things or serious relationships, and maybe that sometimes gives you the feeling that you are never gonna find anyone, or that you are looking for too much, or like no one's gonna fulfill your standards. But I do think people are attracted to you. There are quite some people, and if they are, they think it's really nice to see how you're so successful and have a good and strong work ethic, and also to see that you are like someone who is kind of learning how to love still. Like, that can be attractive as well, as I said. Okay, and then with the 8 of Cups, I feel like there's also like a sensible side to you, some melancholy, some nostalgia. Like, you're probably someone who also dreams a lot about certain things, and maybe you're dreaming of the person you want to be with. And I do think that this more sensible side is also very attractive to a lot of people. Like, seeing that you have this kind of strong, independent energy, and then as well like this a bit more emotional side. So here I feel like you like this not being interested in everyone is kind of what makes you attractive as well, because people want to find out if you are interested in them, or if you could be interested in them, and you're turning your back to them, but they want to know if like they could make you turn around, and if they could be one of the special people who you are interested in. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which gives me the feeling like we already said, you are very focused on your work, and that's how your success comes to be. But you're also someone who wants everything they do to be a success. And I feel like you see the success of other people as an inspiration rather than a threat. So you're someone who sees another person being successful, and then you try to learn from them or to draw something out of that. And that's also something very attractive, because it's a very positive trait, and people like that you're not negative about that, and that you're probably not very jealous of others, but that you see a situation and then think about what you can get out of that. Okay, let's have a look at the oracle cards that came out. And the first one is, very soon, clearly decide what you want, so that it comes to you now. Oh, okay, so yeah, I feel again like you are a very decided person in general. Like, you know what you want, especially like in the parts of your life that are not romance. And maybe you need some time to like decide what you actually want in the romance and relationship department. But I feel like what's so attractive about you really is that you are so strong and decided, and you're so interesting. Like, your interests in the things you're passionate about here in your work and where you put the effort in, these interests make you interesting. And you also probably give people the feeling that they could be with you, like in the sense that they maybe think, yeah, if I put a bit more effort in, I could be with them very soon. That's maybe what a lot of them think. And I feel like this also adds a bit to your sex appeal, like people wanting to chase you. Okay, and then the next card, True Love. This also came out in pile number 1. Ooh, okay. You are someone who gives people the feeling of being special. Like, you make others feel special. You make, probably, if you are involved with someone, you can have that very, that love story of a lifetime, like being someone's true love, being someone's first love. I feel like that's kind of what you maybe want as well, with what we said here, looking for something serious. And that's also the feeling you give others, of like, they feel like you are their true love. They feel like everything you do together is so memorable and remarkable. And if you are together with someone, I feel like you do give them this feeling, which adds to your overall like attractiveness. Like, this is, even if this doesn't work out, this is something, like, this is the relationship they will talk about and reminiscent about when they're old and gray, and like sit there with their grandchildren, and I don't know, after a failed marriage, and then they still think about you. That's the feeling I get. And then next we have playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Okay, of fun. Oh, and again, this is a card that came out in pile number 2 this time, not 1 but 2. And yeah, so this, again, with this innocence, what I said here, which is interesting, that is right under the Hierophant. I think you are someone, I definitely get the feeling that the people who chose this pile, a lot of you are not very experienced in love, and that's okay. And that can also be something that draws people in, that you are so innocent and so pure. and that you basically, like a child, are experiencing everything as new, like everything's new to you when you do that. And that's also like, that's kind of exciting and appealing as well. And then the next card, oh, this also came out in pile 2, so if you were drawn to pile 2 as well, maybe that's why. Maybe, yeah, you can check it out later if you want to. This situation is calling for you to have faith and trust. Yeah, I think for you in this context, this means that you are very, like, you still have that idea about love that hasn't been tainted by anything, you know? Like, I feel like, and even if you were already in love and do have a bit of experience with that, if you pick that pile, I feel like you are someone who always, like, gains that trust back, you know? Like, even if something fails, then you probably still go into your newer relationships, or like your new love, with that kind of trust and childlike energy, and that idea of it's still being able to be like a new true love. That's the feeling I get here. And then, and I think what's really attractive about here as well, and what people find sexy, is that you are so, I don't want to say, like, I don't know why that came to mind just now, like, you're giving yourself up, but I don't mean that in a bad way, obviously. Like, more like that you are willing to put your all into everything, like into every relationship you are in, if you know what I mean. Okay. And then, oh my god, okay. This is another card that came out in pile 1. So if you were drawn to pile 1, that could be why. And this is soulmate. So, the soulmate card, yeah. So again, this kind of, I feel like, summarizes what we said about all these cards right now together. Like, you give people the feeling that they that you love them truly, and that they love you truly, and that this is something really special when you give them your trust. And also they feel like they've known you for a long time. A lot of people do feel like there's some, like, connection there that clicks right away, which is also very attractive, of course, and very sexy if you, like, have someone you just instantly vibe with. And then, yeah, just this energy of being with you, or a relationship with you that's so all-consuming, you know? Like, something that's really intense and strong, and that's something people could see in you, because it's always so new and so exciting, even if you've already had some experience, or especially if you don't. It's that really, like, new first love kind of feeling. Okay. And then separation, time apart from your partner, is on the horizon, and that also makes me feel like, again, we said you are very busy, a very busy person who doesn't prioritize love in general, maybe. So you are someone who doesn't spend their time 24/7 with their partner, you know? A lot, I did say, this is interesting, because I did say just now, like, first love. And a lot of the times, people who fall in love for the first time, they abandon everything. They abandon their friends, they abandon their hobbies, they abandon their family. They don't do anything anymore, just spend time with their new partner and their, like, first love. And I don't think you are that. You are very, very decided, as we said, on what you want to do and where your priorities lie and what's important to you. And I think that kind of separation, if you could say, if you could call it that, is what makes you even more attractive. Like, people know you are a strong, strong person who has exactly figured out what they want in life, and you are not like someone who's that easy to get. Like, you are someone people have to still work for, even when they are with you. And you're not someone who, like, they can call up and be like, okay, tonight I don't know, can I come over? Because you probably have, like, a meeting then, or you have to study or something like that, you know? Like you are not someone who bends to other people's will when it comes to the things that are important, and that is how you are not always together with the people who are attracted to you or who want more from you, but you are kind of making that balance. That also means that they know they have to work for you, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, pile number 4. This is it for your pick a card reading about your sex appeal today. And if you like this reading, or if it in any way resonated with you, let me know in the comments, or leave a like, subscribe if you want to see other readings from me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 5. This is your pick a card reading about your sex appeal and what people find hot about you and attractive about you. So yeah, let's get started. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, then the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, then we have the Emperor, and lastly the Ace of Wands. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Let's get started. I feel like you are someone with the Page of Wands in reverse. You're someone who's very realistic. Like you don't always see everything as like peace and rainbows. You know that there are things in life that you don't agree with and that make you unhappy, and you acknowledge that. And you also are probably someone who, I feel like you have your head up high, like you are very convinced of yourself, and a lot of people like that you are so sure about your own opinions and that you are kind of confident. Okay, and then the Nine of Pentacles in reverse makes me feel like you are also someone who doesn't like to wait. You are someone who wants to do everything and do it fast, like, and get everywhere fast. And you you're someone with a lot of energy, a very energetic person, and that's also what draws people in, what people find sexy about you. And you are, why do I get this feeling, like especially with both of these cards, that like some of you are probably wealthy if you pick this pile. You have maybe a bit of money at your disposal, and you kind of do what you want. You're kind of living like that, to say it in an exaggerated way, like this gossip girl lifestyle where you can just do what you want and be confident about everything because money doesn't matter that much to you because you have it. And yeah, that's kind of the feeling I get for some of you who pick this pile. And if you don't have any money, or if you're not stupid rich, you are still someone who values these things and who tries to achieve those things, I feel like. And this can also be something that is attractive to others, to see you striving for a goal that you set yourself, or that you want to achieve at all costs. Okay, and then we have the Emperor, which makes me think that there's a lot of masculine energy to you, just to your person as well. Maybe like if there's a balance between masculine and feminine energy, this kind of masculine energy where you can kind of like force your point and be like very opinionated and stand your ground. This is probably something that prevails in you. And yeah, a lot of you are probably Aries who picked this pile, which is fire energy, which we also have with the 2 wand cards here. So Aries is probably somewhere in your birth chart, or Leo and Sagittarius. And you are a very strong person in general. Like you are kind of a leader, I would say, and you are someone who strives for, as I said, this kind of influence and success, whether you already have it or not. But I think that's like a very, like a main goal in your life. And people feel attracted to this kind of charisma of being a leader, which, yeah, I don't know, this kind of a common phenomenon to be attracted to the people who like exude power and exude this leadership. Yeah, so I think that's another reason why people think you are so attractive and why people find you sexy. And then we have the Ace of Wands, and this card is like, I feel like there's a lot of potential within you. Like you have the world in your hands is what always comes to mind with this card for me. And you are someone who really wants to create something and be successful through that. And you want to do something, yeah, really create and form something new. So this is also like something you're probably very excited about, and you have that energy and passion when it comes to your plans or on how to achieve this kind of power, let's say, which also is another aspect that plays into your sex appeal. Yeah, just the passionate side of you. Okay, then let's see which oracle cards came out for you. Okay, we have love yourself first. Ooh, okay, yeah. With what I said about you being kind of confident, I feel like you might be someone who is very sure with themselves. Not saying that you don't have any insecurities at all, but I feel like in general the people who pick this pile are probably really, you know, standing on their own 2 feet, knowing what they want kind of person. Oh, there comes the next card. And this is really like, confidence always attracts other people, you know, because they see that, and that's something we all want. It's something we all want, being confident and seeing that in someone else, and seeing someone being sure of themselves and kind of like, and being true to themselves. That's when we see like how a person really is, and when a person usually attracts people the most. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on with you here. And the next card that came out is the Soulmate, which came out in pile number 1 and in pile number 4, I think. And yeah, that's kind of crazy. We have like a lot of soulmate energy going on in this reading overall. And like, I feel like a lot of you people who clicked on this reading are not in your first life. Like, you are someone who's already like been here and met a lot of people, and now you're meeting them again, and that's why they feel your souls are connecting, and they kind of, yeah, get this idea that they've known you for a long time, and they can't really pinpoint why they like you so much. Yeah, there's this kind of attraction that people, just a lot of people in general, have for you, where they don't really know yet why at the beginning when they meet you. So, but yeah, you draw a lot of people in. And then we have, pay attention to the red flags. Ooh, okay. I think people who seek you out may be also attracted to the like kind of wild lifestyle that you lead, or that you want to lead, or they also want to go to the top with you. And that's really like, if these kind of people are attracted to you, you have to think about, are they attracted to you because of what you want and what you're like gonna do, or what kind of status you have, or are they really attracted to you as a person, or are they like projecting things, or do they just want to be with you because it has like advantages for them? These could be kind of potential red flags that are coming up with a person like you. who's like striving for success and power and leadership. So I think it's a really important thing to say when people are attracted to you, mostly, like we can see here, for your endeavors, and not always 100% for your character, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but this is kind of like in juxtaposition with the soulmate. So I don't think like in your life you will only have people who are like, who don't actually like you for you, but for the advantages that come with knowing you. But you definitely have people who are really interested in you and in your being and what you are, what kind of person you are. So yeah. Then the next card that came out is make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Ooh, okay. And again, the effort, I feel like you are someone who is not easily swayed, like who isn't easily gonna make the decision to be in a really serious relationship, because you know what you want, as we said here, and you have like this plan about how you want your life to go. And if someone isn't fitting in, they, like, you cut them out. And so people are really attracted to the idea that they have to work for your affection, and that if they put the effort in, that they then can like become a part of your life and be with you, and like kind of having to prove themselves, and then knowing if you accept them that they are really kind of good enough for you, because you don't let just everyone in, you know? You have like high standards, and people really kind of, what's like sexy about that, or what is like part of your sex appeal, is that they want to reach that goal of being good enough for you. Okay. And again, playfulness is coming out. It wants to keep coming out. So yeah, there is definitely like not this necessarily serious energy, what I said here. Like, you are a bit more about the enjoyment in life, and about what's fun and what's like new and what's shiny, like a shiny new toy. Like, that's a bit of your energy I get here. And that's also not a bad thing, because yeah, it just means that people are attracted to you, and people find you sexy because they can have a lot of fun with you, you know? They know that like you have so much to offer, and they know that with you things won't get boring, and there's always like something going on, and you are always like in this crazy life, someone who has all the like new adventures. Okay, and then the last card that came out is deception, which makes me think that you are, with all of that, you are probably like, again, as I said, more known for what you do than for who you probably are inside. So I feel like a lot of people think also you're really mysterious, because like getting to know you, like really to know you as a person, is kind of hard, and that's a challenge as well, which people find interesting. And of course they like, there's always something hot about people being mysterious. Like, you don't really show your true emotions a lot of the time, or like you learn to hide yourself and your true self from other people. And I think the people who are attracted to you, they want to take off that mask. They want to find out what's behind it and who you are, because like all on the surface, these are all the things they are attracted to you, of course, but like this idea that they can find out who you are as a person is something that makes you really attractive as well. Okay, pile number 5. This is it for your pick a card reading. If this in any way resonated with you, or if you were entertained by it, let me know in the comments, or leave a like, subscribe if you want to see other readings from me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!